sweet. So we're live now, man, but I haven't
Oh yeah,
put us on the live screen yet.
yeah. So did you want to? You said you want to put some videos of clips of me first, right?
Oh yeah, just as you're talking about as
Oh,
you
okay,
talk through, yeah. So that's all good.
So just let me know when you want me to start talking.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, the delay's not that bad, eh? I mean, just a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
alright. I mean, it's not like I have to like combo is not the most important thing about this character anyway. So it's not Akuma. I mean, this is obviously my top 20 even could be top 1.
Top one. The only one you need. Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. And obviously this would be one of my top move as well. You can't mention Feng without mentioning the back tempo.
Yeah.
Even though there's not like... The options are okay, I think it's just the evasiveness that creates a bit of a gap that's really good. But yeah. And the 10 stream, of course, is one of my favorite moves. And this is a top 10 move.
Yeah, I'll definitely mention that move, the your new season 4 change.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good, man. That's actually better than I thought.
Oh, you're unmuted. Oh, that's all. Yeah, Zimbo. Yeah, we're just doing a bit of a lag test, I suppose. But yeah, hope you're doing all right, man.
There's definitely a bit of lag, but you know. Yeah, see that? I did as fast as possible, but it was still a bit of lag. But that's alright. It's not about combos.
Oh yeah, no. Just checking. Nah, cheers, bro. Nah, I figured with this, it's always good to just have a bit of a... Just, you know, press buttons, just kind of push up the lag, just see how it goes.
Oh, lag. Oh, nice, you can still combo.
Oh, just. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I dropped it there.
Yeah, but it'd be a lot harder for you compared to Feng, I suppose, because it's Lee. Lee.
Yeah.
I can still do this easy one. That's fine.
Alright, sweet man. Do you want to get started now?
Yeah, sure, man.
Alright, I'm just going to take you off for a second. Sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to transition.
Yep. Kempo, I think, but it's Japanese. So Kempo, I think in Japanese just means like a type of martial art. So when they say Chinese Kempo, it basically means Chinese martial art. But I think Feng Wei is actually based on Chinese Shaolin style. Yeah, it's a particular Shaolin style. And also I can't move. Oh yeah, there you go. I can hear you, man.
Alright, how's that? Is that coming through now? Is that coming through? Please say it's coming through. Am I all good? No? Yes? No? Yes? No?
Can you guys hear Drax?
Oh, sweet. Cool. Okay. No, that's cool. I think I had the wrong audio input checked.
Okay. So, can they hear you now?
Yeah,
okay,
they can hear me now. Yeah, cool. So sorry. Yeah, welcome back to Tekken Talks. This time we're going to touch on Feng Wei, the Chinese martial artist, and I've got His Holiness here. Probably the only Feng player in our scene. The only dedicated Feng player. Mysterious River. How you doing,
thank
man?
you. I'm good. Yourself?
Doing good, bro. Doing good.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
Thanks for having me here, eh?
Nah, man, it's a pleasure. So yeah, let's dip into Feng. What are some of the strengths and weaknesses from your view to the character?
Well, in my opinion, the biggest strength of this character is, well, there are a couple of things. First of all, he has a really long reach. As you can see, his arms actually stretches out a lot when he does the punches. As you can see, like if you just do a Lee's 1-2, yeah, there you go. And if you look at Feng's 1-2, so probably if we do jab at the same time, I'm gonna hit you before you hit me in certain range. Let's try.
Okay.
See
Gotta
that?
time it. Yeah.
In that range, maybe you'll miss your jab, but my jab will touch you. So it's like one of his biggest strengths is his arm length. So that therefore we call him the monkey arms, right?
The monkey arms.
yeah, he has monkey arms. So this is actually a very good tool in Tekken because reach definitely is one of the strengths of a character, and Feng has that. I think apart from Gigas, Jack, and Kuma, which all of them are big characters, like he has maybe the fourth longest arms in the entire game, in my opinion. And also, if you can see, this kick is also very long. All his jab stream is actually really long, has really long reach. What that means is that he is really good at playing a neutral game, control like the space, like space control or spacing, and using 1-2 as keep out. He's really good at those. So in a lot of a clutch out moment, let's say your opponent has only a little bit of health left and you still have a lead, you can just keep backdashing and your opponent has to come up. And a lot of times they come up and they eat 1-2 or 1-3 or something like that. So his arm is definitely reach is definitely one of the strengths. And of course his kicks, you have this down forward 4, that's real long as well. That's also one of his strengths. The other strength he has is his snake or shadow, actually it's not called snake dash, the shadow step. So the shadow step, because as you can see, when he's moving, he does this crouching kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Like he crouches a bit, so that can make a lot of highs width. And this well sitting one sometimes crush high, and it's an easy way to get in. So a lot, people say, "Oh, Feng has really bad approaching tool. His approaching to whack and stuff like that." But that's actually not true because if you use the shadow step correctly, whether it's the while standing 1, while standing 4, while standing down 2, he can actually approach his opponent quite easily. And to be honest, in a lot of situations, you don't know how to approach your opponent. Just do this. You know what I mean? Like when you have a mental block, you don't know what to do. This is always a good option.
Yeah.
It's very rare that someone can hit you out of it or like randomly launch you out of this. Very, very unlikely. Unless someone's playing Mishima doing random electrics or Anna doing the Anna electrics. Otherwise, this is pretty good. And it's only -1, on block.
Yeah.
So, and another strength of weakness of Feng is his, or people say is his evasiveness. I would say yes, evasiveness, but at the same time, he just has some good, like, panic tools, such as up forward 2, for example. Yeah. Like up forward 2, as you can see, this move automatically steps to the left, a big step to the left. Not to mention, you can actually side step and then do it. So if you do 1-2, I keep doing 1-2.
Yeah.
As you can see. And if you do down forward 1.
Yeah.
As you can see, I can even side step and then even go to your back, as you can see. Side step 4 works the same way, but side step 4, like I think only at certain frames it starts to high crush.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can still hit him out of his side step.
Still, like down for 1 or something.
Then another panic tool he has, which is a strength, is that if you keep doing 1-2, maybe
just one.
like
yeah,
one. So this, sorry, it's a bit laggy, so it's a little bit hard for me to time it.
Yeah.
So if you just keep doing it, as you can see, this is a good panic tool as well. So in a clutch out moment, if your opponent really wants to finish you off, or both if you have a little bit health left, most likely your opponent is going to keep pushing you with frame advantage. And they have to watch out for this move. And if you get a counter, if we can turn the counter mode on, so if we turn the counter mode on, where's the counter mode? Sorry, I don't really...
That's okay. Next one over to other settings, I think
this
it
one?
is.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we get a counter hit... Oh shit, sorry. All this is almost guaranteed. So yeah, so he has a... So his what do you call a panic button is really good. That's, I think, his main strength. And he has he has good pokings, and like including the kicks and stuff. You know, overall, generally speaking, is good pokings. That's 0, down for 1, very good down for 1, 0. Except it's very short, but you have to kind of like dash in a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because it's 0, you got a lot of mind games after that you can play. You can watch your opponent respond according to your opponent, etc.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
No, I forgot to say as well, like if anyone's got questions for Holy Emperor or anything they want to ask him, feel free to do so, eh?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his weakness is biggest weakness is that, so again, he has a couple of weaknesses. One of his biggest weakness is that he doesn't have an easy time launching his opponent. For example, let's look at Lee. Lee has a down forward 2. So if we're playing like this and just randomly do down forward 2, if I get clipped, for example, I'm approaching, yeah, that's a free launch, right? It doesn't do like huge damage, but at least it's a almost no risk.
Yeah.
I have to bait it out in order to punish, you know. So Lee has a generic down forward 2, and then Lee has a pretty generic hop. Well, his hop kick is not generic, but everyone has a hop kick. But Feng's hop kick is the shortest.
Yeah, we were talking about this because I have a hop knee and the range isn't that good, but then Feng's isn't as good either.
Yeah, it's even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're right in front of me, and it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. So usually what I do is I just do neutral hop kick. If I have a read, like maybe people will dash in and they'll eat a neutral hop kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another one is that, for example, with Lee, I'm not sure if you have an orbital, but I don't think Lee has an orbital.
Nah, not really. No.
Yeah. Well, Feng has this, but I wouldn't call this really an orbital, if you know what I mean. But Feng just doesn't have an easy time launching people. The only two that he has, which is safe mid launcher, is this. But if you look at the range, okay, as you can see, we're now standing about what, 2? Let's try 2. Do an uppercut. Do an uppercut. Okay, so do an uppercut again. 190. See, you hit me about 2-0. Okay, do an uppercut again. See, even at range 2-0, your uppercut hit me. But let's look at this move. Okay,
wow.
So that's. Did you see that? That was okay.
Shit.
See?
Yeah.
That just 2.0. That just whiffs in front of you. Let's try maybe 170. Yeah, you have to be this close. And if you just do a little backdash, just backdash. See that? It just whiffs. It just whiffs like that. You just keep backdashing, it whiffs. So you literally have to be like really close. Sometimes if you, I do 1 and you just backdash, okay?
Yeah.
I'll do 1 and backdash. So 1, you block and backdash, okay? See that?
Yeah.
I do 2 jabs and you backdash, okay? Okay, so... Did you see that?
Yeah. That's short, man.
Yeah, so what I need to do is for this move to actually touch you, I have to do 1-1 and I have to dash in. And
you have to really
dash in. And
dash
then it doesn't track to the left. So if you just slice to the left, that's gonna whiff. So Feng has a really hard time launching people.
Okay.
So yeah, that's basically is one of his biggest weakness.
Sorry,
Yes.
Chris. I've got Zimbo asking, what are
Yeah.
some matchups Feng has a hard time with, as well as what matchup he excels against? So, yeah. So, what are some matchups that he
Yeah.
struggles, but also that he's really good at?
Okay, so a couple of characters. He's not like exactly a high tier character. He's actually considered either mid or actually low or low mid-ish. But he is actually very good against some of the top tier players, characters. For example, I think Feng is really good against Steve. Feng is really good against Steve. And why is that? Because of the up forward two,
Yeah.
back four
Yep. For tracking.
for tracking, and this to like I guess parry the punches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the punch parry, that gives a lot of
Oh,
nowadays
that would be.
buff this move.
Yeah, that would be so useful against that matchup.
That is very good
Yeah.
use against matchup. And having a 12 frame back four, check. So Steve can't do his cancel into stance stuff. You just back four and Steve can't do anything. It's an option select. There's literally nothing Steve can do. Another thing is back campo, of course, is good against Steve as well. Steve wants to get close to you, you back dash, and then you do this, and you
Yeah.
get a free shoulder. And also a lot of lows, which keeps Steve in check. So these are the things that is really good against Steve. And Steve can't launch down back three. So which means he still get a decent, but he still can't launch him. So you can kind of like not really abuse it, but you can do it a bit more than against other characters. So he's really good against Steve. He is not, in my opinion, he's not bad against Leroy, and the main reason is his reach. As we know, Leroy doesn't really have the best reach. Like if Leroy wants to treat jabs and stuff, he has to go in, and Feng can keep it out with his long reach, like long arms and things like that. So that's another thing. Also, Leroy won't be able to, like, even if he parries this, I think he can't actually like punish it. So that's another thing. Also, Finn is good against. Let me think. Who else? Yeah, I think Steve is actually the most obvious one. In terms of a worst matchup, I think Feng is not really great against Yoshi. A lot of reasons is to do with Yoshi's flash. For example, if I do this and Yoshi blocks it, if it's a normal character, it's -6, right?
Oh, flash.
And it's okay. Yeah, I can do dig jab, I can do up forward 2, I can do nothing, I can do punch parry. If my opponent is not doing anything, I can even keep going. But you cannot do that and it's a wall bounce. And what I usually do is, if you can go to the wall, can you please go to the wall and just try to move around, and as you can see, I don't have to what I do is sometimes I whiff the first hit intentionally, so people think, oh, okay, he's now he whiffed his first hit, they try to whiff punch me, and they will get hit by the second hit, and that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it. But you can't do that with against Yoshi, because if I do this with Yoshi can flash me. Another thing against Yoshi you can't do is, if I do down back 3, I can't even do while standing 4, because it will trade with Yoshi's flash. So every time I do a down back 3, I have to think what Yoshi is gonna do. I have to bait Yoshi's flash out. I mean, yes, it's a mind game, but in my opinion, it's to Yoshi's advantage, because against other characters, you don't have to think about the fact that you're on +4 and you can get reverse counter. You know what I mean? But against Yoshi, this is always a thing. And another thing about Yoshi is that back 4 is almost a homing. So in close range, no other characters apart from maybe some weird Zafina can actually sidestep it or backdash out of it. Yoshi can actually do the spin and get out of it. I have to use this to catch him. Back 4 will whiff. So again, these are like some of the key tools. Like, these are all my top 20 main tools for Feng, and Yoshi has every answer to these moves. So it's a very, very, very bad matchup for
Okay.
Feng, in my opinion, against Yoshi. Like one of the worst matchup. But Feng, I think, is pretty good against Xiao Yu. Because a lot of stuff Xiao Yu does, shoulder will just hit her out of it, back four will just hit her out of it, down four 1+2 will hit her out of it, down back three can hit Xiao Yu for miles away. If Xiao Yu does the back turn four, now you can punish with this. In the past, you try to hop kick, it always with, you can only shoulder, but now since he got this, he can punish Xiao Yu 100%. And even with shoulder, it's still some decent stuff. So again, and also this move will pick up Xiao Yu if Xiao Yu does the rolling thingy.
Oh yeah.
And shoulder again. So he's good against Xiao Yu as well. He used to be good against Lei, but not anymore. Yeah, I think these are the characters he's good against. And the worst matchup, in my opinion, is sorry, well,
Steve.
Yoshi.
Oh, Yoshi is worst. Yep. But he does really good against Steve and Xiao Yu. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get onto the top 20 moves, man. Zero Mark's asking what's Feng's optimal combo. So this might be a bit difficult because there is a little lag, but
there's a little lag. I can't. But you want the optimal, not the. So you want the max damage or the optimal?
Yeah. What are we wanting, Zero? Are we wanting max or optimal? Yeah, because would you launch and then use forward 1+2?
So if you launch, you do 1+2, and you cycle into this, and you do this.
Okay.
If you don't need to carry your opponent to the wall, this is actually a very high damage, like highest damage. Sorry, this is a bit of a lag. So this combo is actually not that easy, and with lag, it's even harder. So this.
So he wants Tony optimal. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually optimal, but you can add 2 jabs. But there's no way I can do it with this connection. If you add 2 jabs, it's gonna do 64, and that's max damage. And you do the same thing, like you do this. But if in close range, you could do this. Like this. Now this is the new move. So you do you launch and then you do forward 1+2. Sorry, forward 1+2 side step, forward 3-4. Oh, okay. This connection is actually pretty bad for combo. And you just do down forward 4-3 straight away. Otherwise, there's another one you can do, which is super easy, requires 0 execution, which is another 3+4. It doesn't do much, but in about middle, it can carry to the wall. But it'll provide you with good Oki, like really excellent Oki. So Feng's combo is not about damage, it's about great Oki. But this is always the optimal. So down forward dash, down forward 4-2, 1+2 is always the optimal.
Okay. As anything's saying, as asking, what about forward 4-3 post screw instead of forward 3-4? So I think he's saying when you screw, you do forward 4-3 instead. Does that do more damage or is it just the same?
I think it does like 1 or 2 more if you do this. But it's first of all it's hard and it's not worth it. I highly don't recommend that. It's harder and it doesn't really do much. Yeah, it's very hard to connect on this connection. It's almost the same. There's almost no difference. I personally don't like this combo. Yeah, it's very hard on this 4-bar connection. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. I personally wouldn't recommend that.
Okay. No, fair enough.
And this new combo I discovered, and I think it's optimal. Again, because of the connection. So you do down forward 2, and it goes into 3, down forward 3-4, and you jab, and then you do this. It does 60. Yeah. Everything else only does like 50 something. So usually what people do is this, right? Or maybe this is only 51. Or maybe they do this. and it's only 59. Whereas the one I did was like, and you can even add another jab, which will do. Again, I don't think. Oh, I did it.
Oh,
Fuck!
almost.
Yeah, that would do like 62.
62. Okay.
Yeah, you did do 62. But usually speaking, this is enough. This is good enough. Yeah, this is good enough. And see, it carries to the wall and you can do another one.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to take a little break now and show some of your highlight clips, but just
Sure.
give us your overall opinion on what you thought of Season 4, where you're standing with Feng.
I think Feng has got some really decent buffs, which he needed it. But honestly, in my opinion, in terms of overall tier, he probably would remain the same, or maybe just got buffed a little bit. Only because other characters remains to be like the top tier characters are still top tier, and the low tier characters got buffed a little bit, but not to the point where, like, apart from a few characters, not to the point where you know, C tier went up to A tier, or like B tier went up to S tier. Not like that. So if he was a C tier, now he's kind of like maybe B minus ish, I would say. He's definitely better, and all the buffs are welcome. But you know, he's still fake.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, man. Well, yeah, if you'd like to, just go through some of Feng's moves. What are some things that new players or people who know the character or think they know, they should be looking at more with this character?
Yeah, so like I said, what if it's straight? So because so I'm gonna base on my top moves, because actually, to be honest, Feng requires a lot of moves, way more than 20. He has so many good moves, but nothing abusive. It's not. He doesn't have the Leroy Hellsip. He doesn't have the Julius Party Crusher. Or he doesn't have you know, Brian's back one, if you know what I mean. So he requires a combination of a lot of moves to be really good with this character. But because I already said he has mainly three strengths. First of strengths is his space control with long jabs. So my first recommend move is his jabs. You might be like, oh, what? Jabs? But yes, his jabs is actually really good. Because in my opinion, like, different Feng players play Feng differently, but my style is a very defensive offensive style. So what I do is I just keep my, like, go in, dash in and dash out, and approach with some small moves and bait my opponent to come in. As you can see, once they start come in, my jab will almost always reach them before they reach me. So first, my top recommend moves, first, his jab strings. 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, and 1, 1, and the 10 string. Now I put them all together because well, they're basically like 5 or 6 moves already, but I put them together because these, you have to use them in a combination, and each move has different usage. For example, 1 is to get some plus frames, right? If your opponent comes in and you do 1, 1, also 1, 1, if you see Feng's 1, he goes a step forward, a lot step forward. What this do is, if you jab someone with 1 and you do down for 1, even if your opponent tries to backdash, they can't, unless you're Zafina or Kunimitsu or Alyssa. Otherwise, try to backdash.
Yeah, I can't.
You can't. See what I mean? But if I do 1, 2 and you backdash, you probably can. Try.
So sorry, what do you want me to do? What was the Rambo?
So after 1, 2, you try to backdash. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There
See
we
that? After 1, 2, you can actually backdash out because this downfall 1 is really close. Whereas 1, you can't. So 1 is to use to get some plus frames and to do downfall 1 setup. Or you can switch it to down back 3 or whatever, you know, or back 4.
Hey, Chris, you be saying 10 string is OP unblockable versus him?
Yeah, it's unblockable versus most people, except actually, if you look at the frame carefully, you just block everything. 1, 1 is minus 11. 1, 1, 2 is minus 14. 1, 1, 4, 2, 1 is minus 13. 1, 1, 2, 1 low, and you block the low.
Yeah,
block
okay.
the low, please. It's minus 21. 1, 1, 2, 1 low mid. Okay, block everything, please. It's minus 17.
Wow.
So people just don't know. people just don't know. And people think, oh, everything's safe because I have to guess where he will stop. But if you think about it as a Feng player, I risk everything to get what? Nothing. Like a little bit of damage. Just eat everything and see how much damage you get. 35. That's it. You can block the low. If you eat the fourth hit, then you get hit by the eat the fourth hit, please.
Yep.
Eat the fourth hit. No.
Sorry,
block the third. Block the first three. I'll eat.
Here we go.
Then you get this. So I risk everything to get 22 damage. You think about the risk and reward, and then you tell me this is broken. There's such a misunderstanding. So, but these strings are good because the way I use this is very different from most people. So let's say most Feng players, what they do is they do this, and then they do this, hoping that their opponent is going to push a button. But if you think about it, why would you push a button there, right?
Yeah.
You do this, why would you push a button there? It's very rare for your opponent to push a button. But what I do with my 10 string is that intentionally with a couple of first string, so my opponent think, oh, it's time to punish.
Yeah.
He whiffed. But that's where they get clipped. See that? And that's where they get clipped. And they always have to guess whether I'm gonna finish my by my third hit, fourth hit, or fifth or sixth. That's where the mind game starts. It's actually to get some mental advantage, not really any frame advantage. Because even if you eat, see that? Even if you eat the last hit, I am on -6. You can immediately attack. It's not like I am on plus. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's basically a mind game, and I intentionally with the. So with 1-3, 1-3 is actually really useful. So what happened is that first of all, 1-3 is only -5 on block. So that means if your opponent tries to attack back, you can do up 4-2. You can even if you read your opponent's mid high, you can do side step 4. And sometimes if you want to really make a comeback, you do this. Your opponent wants to attack back, and you can do this to counter them. So and sometimes I do this kind of setup if I really need a comeback. So I do 1-3 as a setup, then I do a down up forward 2 as another setup, 2 layers of setup, and then I know they want to try to attack back. This is my last layer of setup. So and another thing about 1-3 is that so try to duck 1-3 and try to punish me.
Okay, well, there's that.
No, so,
not that I would do that, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but try to duck. So just duck, and then immediately try to try and do some well standing move.
Okay.
Okay, duck, and do well standing move.
Oh, sorry.
Just duck and do well standing move right away. Just do it right away.
Okay.
Don't wait for me.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
See that? So if you read the high, and you try to punish the jab, if I do 1-2, you're gonna clip me. But if I do 1-3, you stand up, that's gonna counter you. I mean, it's not gonna do much, but it's gonna create a doubt. So people will stop trying to duck Feng's jabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have a 1-2 is only -1, and then you have back 4, which is 12 frames. So -1 is 13 frames. This is a mid checking tool, which is really good after 1-2. Right, and after 1 as well. So you have to really be very versatile and use Feng's jab strings very well. And 2-4 is the same. So with 2-4, as you can see, if I stop here, it's -12. But if you try to punish me, you'll eat this.
Yeah.
And if you wanna check, I can go into back turn. And if you wanna check and I can delay, like this. So and obviously when I'm in back turn, I have a lot of different mix-ups. So you have to be able, as a good Feng player, you have to be able to utilize all his jab strings, because one of his main strengths lies in his jab string. And down for 1 is super good if you can use it properly. It's 0. So you can do this, you can do back 4. If they don't duck, you can do down back 3, down 2. If they try to punch back, you can do up 4-4. If they try to sidestep the other way, if you sidestep to your left, see, you'll dodge my up forward 2. A lot of people complain about this. When I play against Feng player, I'm always ready for this thing.
Yeah.
I always sidestep to the left and avoid it. But a good Feng player, what they would do is they do this and they try to sidestep.
Yeah.
See, I'll clip you with this. Or you try to sidestep I clip you with that. See what I mean? So that's where the mind games comes in. So so Feng has everything he needs, but it's just that he's a low reward. Like he doesn't get too much reward from whatever he does. So it's a bit like Cooney. So that's his jab strengths. Apart from his jab strength, Feng has really strong, not like really strong, but really good, really annoying lows. Down back 3 obviously is one of his main tools.
Yeah.
So with down back 3, a lot of Feng players, they do it from this range. They do it straight away, and then they do it, and they do it again, and they do it again, and they do it again. I don't play like this. I very, very rarely like do this, just like run in and then do this straight away, because it's very risky. So what I usually do is I do one, I do this. You might be thinking, oh, but this is even more risky because you're telling your opponent you're gonna do that. No, not really, because that's where the mids comes in. So this is really good. And obviously from time to time, you have to keep your distance and do this, you know. And because of the new counter move, so try to do 1-2.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Like keep doing 1-2. If your opponent wants to pressure you with 1-2, you can backdash it and do down back 3, and then that's gonna counter them. So that's another thing. So down back 3 is really good. And now because it's plus, so just keep still, please. So
Sorry.
because it's +4, if you just if you try to interrupt and try to do while standing move after getting hit, see, you get countered. So you can't really interrupt. If you stop interrupting, now I've got a low, another low, while crouching 1, which is only -1, but at least it does something. And if you punch back, you get a counter status. And down 4 is always a very fast option because it's 12 frames. Like nothing beats that. Nothing beats that. And then oh, whoa.
Oh, that's okay.
Very lucky.
Yep.
So another thing is that if I do down 4, oh shit.
Here we go.
Okay, if I do this, and then and I do while standing 1, only puts me on -1. So now it starts another layer of either pressure or new layer of mind games. So that's also very good. So down back 3 definitely one of the best tools Feng has. Down 2 is down 2 is another thing. Down 2 is very safe. It's only I think it's only -11 or maybe 12.
12.
Now.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's 12. Yeah. Yeah, so it used to be -13, I think. Or this used to be -13. Anyway, Kazuya could launch it, but now it's pretty safe, so no one can actually launch it. And even though on hit it's -1, but -1 is not really minus with Feng, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, because I got up 4-2, I got this, and sometimes I even got like while staying 4. Oh, another thing is that what I sometimes do is that I do down back 3, and you can have a little bit of a delay to do, like you have a few frames, you can delay your while standing 4. So what happens is that if you delay, your opponent is probably gonna, if you do straight away, your opponent probably not gonna push back, or probably not gonna duck or anything. But if you delay a little bit, they think, oh, now it's my turn to push. Oh, I need to duck. That's when they eat the while standing 4. So I sometimes do delay while standing 4. That's another trick I developed over the years of playing this character. So his low is definitely, and another low that has been overlooked in my opinion is this. Forward,
the 1+4, yeah.
Yeah, forward 1+4. Now, this move is extremely risky in the sense that if you block it, like it does no damage. It only does like 18, like it only does like 17 damage. But if you block it, you have a million years to punish it. See, it's like blocking a side step 4 or blocking like a snake cage.
Yeah.
See, you have even more time to punish this shit than a snake cage.
Than that one, yeah.
Yeah, but what's the strength of this move? The strength of this move is first, on hit it gives +6. So it's even higher than this, and it's not a forced crouch situation. So this means you can set up for all sorts of mix-ups after that. Your opponent simply can't really interrupt. You can even do this and you're gonna counter them. Another good thing about this move is that it tracks both ways. So try to sidestep. See, it tracks both sides. Sides to the other side. The second hit will catch you. See that?
Yeah.
It tracks both sides. So it tracks both sides. It's either the low will hit you or the high will hit you. And there's no way you can like eat the low and then duck the high.
Duck the high.
Or somehow the low whiffs and you'll be able to duck the high. It's very, very unlikely. And you're not gonna abuse this move anyway, so it's very unlikely anyone would be able to do that. So this is actually overlocked. And recently I've been using this move a lot, and it's really good. Another low that he has been overlocked is down back 2. Why? Okay, with this move, it's 0 hit, and you have if you don't block, there's a second hit. And because it's 0 hit, that means I can do back 4. I can do up forward if my opponent wants to punch back. I can do up forward 2. If they freeze, I can do another low. If they try to punch back, I can do 1-2, and then you know all sorts of options. Again, depends on what your opponent do. You have all sorts of options. And if they try to interrupt, like let's say after getting hit, you try to do 1-2. Okay.
Okay.
See that? If you try to do 1-2, you get clipped, and I get a free juggle. And then let's say you block the second hit and try to punch me. See that? There's a third hit.
Yeah.
And if you block the whole thing,
Minus
it's
8.
safe.
Yeah, it's safe.
Yeah, it's safe. So this is extremely good. It's extreme. It's good in the sense it's a very annoying tool, and you can create another layer of mind games. So this is really good as well. So this another low is this one. This one, yes, it's good. You have to use it, but it's slow. It's 22. If you abuse it too much, people can semi-react to it, and people can launch it. Try to block it.
Okay.
See, it's minus 14. So a lot of characters can launch him. Okay, a lot of characters can launch him. So that's why you have this to accompany with that, or well standing 1 to accompany with it, because you can delay the well standing 1 frames, so you can make it look like it's this. So if you mix them up, people can't really react to it. It's semi-reactable if you abuse it too much. And the key to Feng is that don't abuse anything. You can't abuse anything. You have to make them work together as a whole. You can't. You're not playing Leroy. You're not playing Falcrum. You're not playing Zafina. You're not playing Steve. You know. You're not playing Akuma. So don't abuse anything. Now with mids, I think one of the this obviously is my best tool. This, no doubt about it, one of the best move Feng has, and one of the, I would say one of the best parry in the game, in the sense that it's just such a good panic tool. You know, such a good panic tool. If you punch, you kick, except if you do this little low, or you do a homing low, it will catch. Otherwise, it will avoid almost everything. See?
Yeah.
You'll catch me with a down 4, and you'll catch me with a homing move. Do a homing move.
Oh, I have to do the down back 4.
I do one, and then I do one, and then you do homing. Okay. No. Do a homing mid.
Oh, homing. Okay. Oh, mine's slow. 21 frames.
Give it a try. Give it a try. Okay. So, do you have anything a little bit faster?
No. Yeah, but it's back 4.
Oh, okay.
It's high. Maybe... Yeah. I think I think I can only get you with down back 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe with Lee is not a good example, but let's say if you have a character that has more like
like Paul back 1-2.
Yeah, or Leroy is back 4, something like that. As long as it's a fast homing, you'll catch him. You'll actually counter him. With Steve, you can do down forward 2. If I do this, you do down forward 2. 100% you'll counter me. There's no other. Unless you did it too slow. Somehow I clip you, but that's very, very unlikely. Let's say, oh sorry,
no, you're right.
I do this, and then you try to down forward, then I'll clip you. But otherwise, you know, there's no way. And this is really good because if I do 1 down for 1, you try to punch. Okay, 1 down for 1, punch. See that? Kick.
Yep.
See? So this is really good. But the way to beat it is side step to your left.
Nope.
There you go. That's the way to beat it. But that's why you have back 4. Back 4 is another move that you have to use as a Feng player because it's a 12 frame mid homing. It's a great checking tool, and it's an option select against a lot of moves, against a lot of characters. Like Steve, for example, Julia, Party Crusher, at least Julia does 4-4-1-4. If you just do this, there's absolutely nothing Julia can do. The best Julia could do is trade the Jeb. And even so, it's not really to Julia's advantage because, Jeb only does so much, and this does a bit more. So this is absolutely a great move. Except it's really short, and it's not the greatest move against certain characters such as Kuni, Yoshi. Not exactly Yoshi. Well, Yoshi, if he does the spin, yes. Not great against Kuni, not great against Safina, not great against Alyssa because they can just backdash out. Other characters can't. Okay, other characters can't.
Yeah.
So keep in mind. Another move, mid move, which is great, is down for. It used to be a very, very mediocre move that almost had no use. Then they give him this, and then they gave him this. It becomes a little bit more useful when they had this for a combo, but there was nothing like no mix-ups, nothing, right? But now with this new move down for 4-3, it actually works very well because not really a mix-up because as a mix-up it's not worth it. Like if your opponent ducks this and you get them with this, it's like it does nothing.
It's nothing,
right?
yeah.
It does like 15 damage. But at least you got something to keep them in check so that they don't duck your down for 1-3. So it's better than nothing, right? And with this down for 1-3, it's really good because first of all, it's actually really fast. So it's like Claudio's 4-3 and it's like Akuma's 4-3. What it means is that it's supposed to be duckable, but it's actually really hard to duck. It's actually really hard to duck. You have to be really ready. Otherwise, nobody can duck it, if you know what I mean. It's one of those moves that, yes, technically it's duckable, but it's really hard in practice.
Yeah.
Now, if you eat the first thing, you eat the second. So if you eat the first one, you eat the second. So that's 32 damage, free damage, okay? Free damage. Now, if you try to block the first one and try to interrupt the second one, you get clipped. You can't. You get clipped. Okay, and it's plus 13 because of belay dance.
Oh,
and
war
if it's
splat
near
too.
the wall, war splats.
Nice.
Okay, so at war, you can keep your distance. You can keep your distance, and your opponent might be moving. Your opponent might be so eager to hit you because they want to get out of the wall, and they might randomly get clipped. And that's a free juggle. You know, free juggle. So this is really good. And after this, it's only -6. So try to punch back. Try to do 1-2 after this.
Nice.
Now
Yep.
with this new punch parry, which gives a bit like I think 5 more frames, it does it activates way like before way longer and way before than previously it had active frames in terms of active frames. So what it means is that the punch effect has been prolonged. If you know what I mean, am I explaining that correctly?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. So this actually becomes a useful move. It actually becomes so anything around about -6 or even -7, you can do punch parry. Even after that, you can do punch parry.
Okay,
even though it's -7. After this, which is -6, you can do punch parry. So this has actually become one of the essential moves that Feng needs to use. I mean, they are trying to turn everyone into a kind of like a Leroy, but that's what it is. This is season 4. Another great move Feng has is this is not the greatest move, but you have to use it anyway. I mean, it is a safe launcher. The only thing about this move is it doesn't track to the left. So so if you side it left, you'll completely avoid it.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I dashed in. Sorry, I dashed in. See that?
Yeah.
See that? It doesn't track at all. That's why, and it's really short. Like I said, you can dash out of it. So what you need to do is you need to really dash in and do it. You really need to dash in and do it. And even so, it's not like the greatest. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful with this move. So that's why you have to accompany with back 4, and then they stop, and then you can do that. But in saying that, another mid is this. So sidestep 1+2. It gives you +1. So and I think in certain range it might give you +2, but maybe they've changed that. In the past, it's either plus or minus, but now it's always +1. So this move I usually only use it at the wall because it was splats and give it +1, and then obviously because of the mix-up is the sidestep 4. You know, now with sidestep 4 is obviously another essential tool. It is as you can see either 20 to 22 frames, so it's not really reactable. Like maybe on the 22 or 23 frames it's reactable, but it's definitely not reactable when it's 20.
Yeah.
The only thing about this move is that you have to go really close, and if you backdash and then block, tip range it doesn't trip, and if you block, I'm dead. So you really have to like mix everything up and then do it. So doing it raw is actually quite risky. So try to have something like this, and then do it. Don't just go up and do it raw. Go up and do it raw like some Feng players. I see what they do is, especially the beginners, they want big damage. They go up and they sidestep they into this, and it's like, well, you risk everything to do this. It's really risky. Like even if you do this, so what if I duck it? You know. So don't try not to do that. Try to like accompany something like this. You know what I mean? Like you try to stick with your opponent and you stick to them and they try to punch back or something like that, and then you do back sidestep 4. Or try to like condition them at war with these stuff, and then you do it. And then it is very hard because the war they are under pressure. They're probably looking for things like myths that they don't want to get, war splatted. See what I mean? So sidestep 4 is definitely a good move, but it's not something that can be abused. So gotta be careful with that. What else? And then this is good, but it's really slow, and the input is a bit awkward. So use it to your advantage, but just again, it's like it's one of those moves that's just a little bit slow. It gives you +4 false crouch. You can mix it up with this, and give you a bit of plus frames and mix ups and advantage, things like that. So yeah, I think I've covered like the really. Oh, of course, I forgot about back turn.
Oh, your back turn stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, back turn mix up is kind of like I guess you could say one of the comeback mechanism, the easiest and cheapest comeback mechanism with Feng. So with back turn mix up, you can literally just do a video on back turn mix up because most Feng players only do two things: this
and then sweep.
And this.
Yeah.
That's it. But can I tell you, both options are beatable by fast backdash and fuzzy block. If you just fast backdash, the mid will whiff and the low won't clip. Not only that, the low won't click. You can probably block it. You can probably block it. Okay, see that? You just backdash, it'll whiff. It'll whiff, and you just backdash and block. You can block the both options. And Wilder can do that. And we did a clip. Very good player with perfect backdash. They can do that. Okay, they can actually do that technically. Now, if your opponent, obviously this is a safe mid, but you know what the punish is? This is actually punishable. This is very punishable. If you do a down 4, it's always a punish. No matter what I do, there's nothing I can do. See that? But if you do a high, do a 1-2. See that? So do a 1-2. So if you do a 1-2 and I duck, block the mid. See? If you do a 1-2, I can duck.
Okay.
And sometimes even I can do this, do 1-2. See that, right? But if you do a mid, let's say you do a mid. After this, after blocking this, you do a down for 1. Okay.
Okay.
See, after this, if I duck, you will always clip me. But if I do this and do down, okay. I just turn back. Okay, do down for 1. See that? I can block. I can even make you whiff. See that?
Yeah, if you're a
But
bit
if
too
you
late
do a
on
down
that.
four, if you do a down four,
down four,
whatever
it'll clip.
option I do, I can't. It's a punish. It's a proper punish.
Because my
So a
downfall is
down-
12 frame. What even on like a how fast is it, like what's the frame leniency like on that?
Then I don't know, but any generic downfall can punish it. Any generic downfall can punish it. Yeah, that's the actual punish. Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows about it. Nobody ever does it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
now I'm telling you the secret. I am telling you the secret. Nobody knows about it. This is actually a punish. So this
Yumi's
is
asking
not
is
safe.
that Yumi's asking is that the same with 12 frame mids as well? Like
No, mids
No.
I can always just block with I can always block by turning back because it's only -5. See that?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Mids even back 4, he can block it. You have to do a down 4. It's a punish. But this is exactly why you have this. Now, why you can't do down 4 on this? Try to do a down 4 after blocking the first hit.
okay, after the first hit,
Yeah. Try to do a down 4. See that? You get.
counter hit.
Yeah, this is exactly why he has this. You can't. So this is why this option. So it's like, oh, you already have this. Why would you have that? It's because for those who tries to punish, because they condition themselves so much, they try to apply down 4 and they get clipped by this. Now, if you just block the whole thing, this is punishable. It's -13. But that's why I can. But this is why I can only do this once and then into other mix-ups. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, another thing, if you really need, and this works the best against big characters, Jack, Gigas, Kuma, they will even Fakuram, they will never be able to dash out of this. So if I do back turn, and then you try to backdash. Backdash.
Yeah.
Okay, see with Lee, he can kind of backdash out of this.
Yeah.
But with big characters, they can't. And also, if you see this, you duck. Okay, duck. See
Oh.
that? See that?
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't duck in the right timing, you can clip by this, and this gives a lot of So when Feng is very desperate, I can do that. But don't do this on any female characters.
Yeah.
Because small characters you will whiff. They just do a little step, it will make you whiff. So don't do this to female characters. Only do this to big characters, and sometimes do it to like generic male characters. But don't ever do it on female characters. So also, let's say if you can block both options, what do? Now you can apply the Yamasa tech, which is like screwing up their timing. So if I do this, you probably what a normal person's reaction is that, oh, he's ducking.
Downforward
Let
one.
me duck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they let me duck, and then when they stand up, too late. When they stand up, they're too late. So let's try and duck and stand. So you duck and stand.
Yeah.
And that's where you basically kind of fuck up their timing, if you know what I mean. Like if someone is really good at blocking both options, by like backdash and fuzzy, and this is where you kind of like screw up their timing. Now you could say, but what if they have a super fast backdash? What happens if they play Kuni, Zafina? They have super fast backdash. Both options will whiff. Well, that's fine because that's why you can do this. So so let's say you backdash from here, keep backdashing. I can chase you with turning back and while sending 1-2. See that?
Yeah.
That will catch up to you. So that doesn't do much, but at least there's another option. You can tell them to stop backdashing after seeing that because I can catch up with what turning back one, sending 1-2. Now another one is same thing. You can turn this way and back turn into while standing 3. Now this sometimes will be able to screw up their timing, and this tracks to one side. So if you side to your right.
Oh right. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Or do I-
Maybe to left. Sorry.
Okay. Yep. Left.
See that? Yeah. This actually tracks to the weaker side of things. So if your opponent tries to sidestep, you can get them with this. But there's no need because that's where you have this. This is actually tracks both sides, so you don't have to do that. But if they keep sidewalking or they sidestep and duck, then this is where you get them. And if they backdash, this is where you get them. And if they're not ready for it and you want a big damage, you can do the hop kick. And if they you want to be safe, you can do this. If they do punish you, you can do this. And of course with this, there's a lot of options. Because it's -6, right?
Yeah.
If you do punch back, you get clipped. You can get countered by this. And if you don't punch back and you try to duck, I can get you with this. I'll keep going. But if you stand, so you only block mid. If you only block mid, I can get you with this. See what I mean? Another one is if you want to really be safe, you can do a down 4. Now the down 4 gives you +3. As you can see, and if you block it, yes, it is -11, but it has a pushback.
Yeah.
See that? So it's very hard to punish. See that? It's very hard to punish. So this is another thing, and it gives because it gives a bit of plus, so you can, and it's very unlikely your opponent's gonna block that.
Yeah, not that
So,
sweet.
yeah, that's another option if you want to be safe. So that's also very good, and this also is another option you can do. So back to mix-up, I've shown you, and also you can obviously do the throw, which gives you 50 damage. It's a double throw, and you got a mix-up. You can do left and right. Before in BR, it was legit a mix-up because you got 3 hands. So these are every option he has in his back turn mix-up. I think no Feng players has ever covered all his back turn mix-up options. I think I have actually covered every option he has in back turn, and the usage of his back turn mix-up. I hope that's gonna I guess like open people's eyes about Feng's back turn mix-ups.
Yeah, bro. No, that's
Yeah,
really...
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's did you have anything else about the character? Like, is there a special honorary mention that you want to, in terms of a move?
Maybe downfall. Yeah. Well, downfall is 0. Again, you can have options. What I do is it depends on the day. Sometimes if I want to check what they do, I do a downfall because it's 0. I see what they do. If they punch, I do this. If they do a punch, I do this. If they sidestep, I do this. If they do nothing, I do another one. See what I mean? Like it just depends on, and also back campo. Now with back campo, like obviously people talk about how good this move is. This move is not like I don't think people should overly overstate this move. This is a good move, but it's not like the greatest move in the world. It's slow now because it's been nerfed. Now it has some options, like if it does evade, like if you punch. So punch. Oh, sorry, I have to keep. See that? It's actually not as great as people think. So you have to back there. If they keep punching, then you can do this option. If they do high, you can also do this, which on counter you can get a, and if you do this, they eat and they duck. If they duck, now you can do the mid option. If they punch, you can do this, punch. So eat the first one, and punch, okay?
Okay.
So yeah, so eat this. So if they punch, you can do this. And of course, if they do mid, you can do this. If they don't do anything, you can do this. If they duck, you can do this. And other option is this. This is just it's minus, but it's not really minus because if you try to attack, you eat the 1+4. See that? 3+4. So this is just a great tool to a couple of use. If your opponent likes to lie on the floor, like Eddie, Lei, Xiao Yu, whatever, you can do this and hit them from really far range. And if you want to kill the time, let's say you only have 2 seconds left and you do want your opponent to come up, you can use this to kill the time as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do be careful because you can get hit. If they juggle, like if they jab in the right timing, they can float you. But it's very rare, unless they're fully ready. So that's another one. So back Kempo, nothing much to say about it. Not really my favorite move. I use it to to regain my control of spacing and to be more defensive, but it's not a great option where you use it as an attacking move. It's good, but it's not like abusable or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I've literally covered everything, almost everything Feng has. Rather than 20 moves, I think I covered almost like 100 moves.
Yeah, you've definitely done enough, man. Yeah, and you did really well. Is there any advice you'd give to any new Feng players, or any tips any tips from you?
Yeah, I think from my experience playing against Feng and watching other Feng players and myself, and also playing against Yamasa Yu and playing against other and watching other Feng players like Hao and for years and years and stuff like that. I think the biggest thing about Feng is that Feng is very versatile, and he's a very well. His style, in my opinion, should be a balanced style. So when you discover your opponent's weakness, you can go in the aggressive mode. When you don't know what your opponent is gonna do, you better play a very defensive style. He excels with a balanced approach. What I mean by this is that let's say Dragunov, for example. With Dragunov's tools, I mean, you can play the way you want, but you can't deny the fact that Dragunov has very bad whiff punishment or block punishment, but he has very good aggressive tools for the Russian assault, shield, whatever you call it, a sharpener, and stuff like that. He's a very aggressive character. Whereas if you look at some other characters, they have very good defensive tools, such as parry tools, Leroy parry tools, Alyssa backdash, Zafina, and stuff like that. But Feng, he has both. He needs to take, in my opinion, his best game plan is an active defense approach. So you control the spacing, and then you bait your opponent to come in. And if they're too scared to come in, that's where you go in and start chip them away. And once you start chipping them away, you're forcing them to come in, you change to this defensive style. That's where things get very annoying for them. See, that's kind of annoying for them. And they try to come in, and you use all these the so-called evasive tools and to your advantage and use frames. And doing so, you can also watch carefully their pattern. But most Feng players, their mistake is that they always go in and they try to launch. Well, with Feng, you can't launch. I see a lot of Feng players, they do this raw.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hit people with this raw. You're not gonna hit people with this raw. Like you might be able to beat them once or twice, 1 or 2 games. After 2 games, you're gonna get blocked. And a lot of Feng players, they hop kick out of nowhere. That's another way of killing yourself. So with Feng, because everything you block is punishable, so I see a lot of Feng players kill themselves really easily. So try not to kill themselves, because that's not the way Feng is designed. You can't go into a full aggressive mode unless you know your opponent is too scared or something like that. And even so, you have to chip them rather than try to launch them all the time. I think for Feng, launching is in support of chipping, whereas a lot of other characters like Leroy, chipping is in support of launching, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a lot of characters like Law, for example. Law's main game plan is, apart from punishment, is launching. But so his annoying lows, annoying punching. Why would you do that? Because you want to launch them with something. Launch them with downfall 2, launch them with hop kick, launch them with flip, launch them with something. But with Feng, it's the other way around. Launching is not the main thing. It's about chipping. It's about controlling the space. It's about mix-ups. So yeah, I think that is my biggest advice to new Feng players. And you have to make them whiff and then punish them and block punish them properly. Shoulder 1-1, this one as well. These are the good options. So you have to kind of make them whiff and be ready to at least 1-2 or 1-3, or if they whiff, shoulder, something like that. It's very hard and it's risky because shoulder is really minus. If you whiff, you're dead. But and now you have this. So, but still, it's part of his game plan. His punishment is not great, not the greatest, but it's not bad either. Like compared to for example Dragonov. So I think that's the biggest thing about Feng with new players. Yeah, and just don't abuse this, because if you play against a Victor who knows how to counter this, they'll just simply sidestep the other way and you're dead. That's what I do against every Feng player who likes to do this. You know, you see that?
Yeah.
You see that? And they die. They die. So yeah. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it with Feng. I don't think I've yeah. Anyone?
Yeah, no. Does anyone have any other? Does anyone who's still watching have any questions for Rambo, or have any questions for Holy Emperor, Mysterious River? Any other Feng questions that you want asked? Zero Mark's just saying, just play like Rambo. Yeah.
Yeah, just play like me. Yeah, that's right, and you'll win. Oh, and this move actually clips.
Oh,
if you do double
4-4-2.
crit and yeah, and it's safe now. So it used to be -10, so you can't abuse in close range. Now you kind of can, and it tracks. So if people try to like backdash after this, or they have a very good backdash, it even catches a Zafina. So if you can catch Zafina, you can catch everyone.
Yumi saying, let me win when I play you next. When I next time play you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I will try. That's gonna be very hard. Let him win, that'd be very hard. Well, I will try. Nah, jokes. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. No, well, we don't have any questions, I think. So, yeah, so where can people find you, Chris? And what will you be up to in the near future?
Where can people find me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean by where can people find
Oh,
me?
like you know, just shout out your Twitch channel, man.
Oh, sorry. I see. Sorry, I was thinking it in a literal way, like as in, am I gonna be in New Zealand or something like
Oh
that?
no, it's like where do I find you? Oh well, if you have a map, I can show you where.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah. So my Twitch channel is twitch.tv the Holy Emperor 1. Yeah, that's my and you don't have to put bracket missed. That's not required. So you can find me at Twitch TV Holy Emperor 1. So you have to put the dot in it, the Holy Emperor 1. And I'm also on Twitter, same thing, and on YouTube, where I upload my games every day, except for the weekends. So Monday to Friday, every day I usually upload my games. That's you just have to search for Mysterious River. You'll be able to find all my games. And actually, if you just type in Tekken 7 Feng New Zealand, you'll see everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally the only one, and I think I upload Feng videos the most in the world right now at the moment. Because that's literally every day. So
Sweet.
yeah.
No, really, thanks again, man, for coming on. Yeah, and thanks for those who joined in to support Mysterious River, Holy Emperor, Chris, Rambo. Yeah, there is another Tekken Talks coming up soon, so I'll catch you guys then. Thanks again, bro.
Cool. Thank you.